without cost. And I want to cover two things real quick to help you kind of make it through our presentation today. We're going to talk about page coverage real quick. This right here is 5% page coverage. 5% of this piece of paper has been covered with ink or toner. Pass this around. I'm going to go through it a little bit. Now 10% looks a little different. It's not really double. It's just a little bit more. This is what 10% coverage looks like.
Is there going to be a test?
Yes.
No.
You can tell he has a printer.
No.
Oh, I got it. Now, on the back side of that piece of paper, I think it's what you get. You're going to see 30% page coverage. That's what a whole page printed out. That's what 30% looks like. Now, this is when we do a print audit for a customer. We go through and we diagnose all of their printers, and I pull a report. Now, in this report, I take where they're buying their toner from. So they're either buying it from Office Depot, Staples, whatever online outlet. They might be getting a group rate, whatever the case may be. Then I take the manufacturer's percentage page yield at 5%. This is what the HP Brother, they stamp this on their machine and they tell you this is exactly how many pages you're going to get out of that machine with 5% coverage. Then I take the cost of that toner bottle. Now, the cost of the bottle divided by the page yield is how you get the per page print. So anytime you run a piece of paper through that machine, that's what it's costing you. On HPs, the average for black and white is 2 to 4.5 cents. For Brother, 3 to 5 cents. Dell is the most expensive. They're usually 4.5 cents to 6 cents per page. Now, that being said, with our handy dandy little example that we have here showing the flow chart, this company, that going around? This company is a veterinary office. They're printing not a lot. Their page yield counts roughly about 500 pieces of paper that they're printing per machine. But they're printing at 10 to 30% page coverage. Now, that doesn't sound like a lot until you consider that it costs 24 cents every time they want to print a full color piece of paper. That's what it's costing you. So if they're running 500 pieces of paper, do the math. I believe on that one they're spending close to around $895 a month printing. That's a lot. You see in that other column, our cost that covers toner, maintenance, and the lease of the machine is half. Half of what they're currently spending right now. And you're going to ask, how is that possible?
How is that possible?
Thank you for asking, Tom. HP, Brother, Dell, all of the other big name companies that sell printers know exactly what their machines cost. They are not making money on the machines at all, period. They're making money on the toner. They're making about a 50 to 45% markup on every single toner that they sell. They have also started making their machines so that if you try to put anything other than their branded toner in them, the machine will fail. The fusers will burn up, or the machine itself will just start breaking down. Now,
Is that you guys' office?
yeah,
That's there.
that's a nice office. That's where we'll take that boat to. All right. So, what does it really cost to print on paper? big question we always get is lease versus buy. This is a very standard question. For nonprofits, churches do not lease copiers. Don't do it. There's no tax advantage. You don't claim taxes. You're tax exempt. There's nothing that's going to be advantageous for you to lease a copier. Because there's no property tax associated with leasing, it's actually better in the interest of the church or other organization to just allocate the money, go out and buy or purchase the copier. Do not lease. Most businesses choose to lease, and Adam can kind of attest to that because it's a tax write-off for leased equipment.
Right.
We kind of go through that process with them and always try to educate. I mean, the nice thing about leasing is that every 5 years you're not sat with old technology. If there's an IT person in the room right now, they tell you that the curve, or what they call the date of expiration on most technology today is 5 years. In 5 years, whatever you had 5 years ago is obsolete. If you had a cell phone from 2011, chances are you don't have it today. A laptop from 2011 probably won't have it today, or the operating system doesn't configure to whatever new software platform is. Steve.
Well, I was just wondering, if I got married 40 years ago, what does that say?
Stop
I'm
moving around there.
The wife needs a new husband.
Old technology.
Old technology. Alright, so some of y'all have seen this before. This is a Brother all-in-one laser printer. Costs $350. It prints at 23 pages per minute. Copy, scan, fax, print. Actually, pretty decent little machine. This is a commercial grade printer. This is a Canon Image Runner Advanced 400 IF. Costs $50 a month on a 60-month lease. Prints pages at 42 pages per minute. Copy, scan, fax, and print. Now, somebody asked me the other day, well, what if we only want a 36-month lease? Okay, for every year of leasing, pretty much across the board, it's a third of the cost of the machine. So 36 months, $15 for each year to 4 years, looking at 65, 5 years, 80. So that 80 would be 36 month lease. Most people just do 5-year leasing. It's just kind of the standard in the industry. Differences, Brothers, 2,200 pieces of paper, replacing a typical toner bottle costs $90. Its average print is 4 cents. There's no maintenance or warranty after 6 months of having the machine. They don't warranty anything on the toner. Canon machine, 15,000 pieces of paper before replacing. It's covered under a maintenance agreement. It's $0.015 a page. It includes toner and full service maintenance. This is where cost comes into effect. 3,500 pieces of paper a month through that printer would cost $143.50. Through a Canon, $102.50. Grand total after a year, $2,072 you spent in that Brother. With a Canon, you spent $1,230. You save yourself $842 a year by not going to Office Depot and buying that machine. Here's another printer, very popular. It's the HP series. Very decent printer. Prints at 32 pages a minute. This is a Kyocera. Prints at 52 pages a minute. Kyoceras are really good for black and white printers. Their color, not so much. Nowadays they tend to burn fusers out very quickly, so we're constantly having to go out there and work on other companies' fusers because the other companies won't warranty it anymore. There's actually one in town that won't warranty anything on old Kyoceras. Difference between HP and Kyocera: you get 2,600 pieces of paper through an HP, you get 21,000 through a Kyocera. You're looking at almost we rounded up, it's about 4.5 cents, $0.015 for a Kyocera per print. And you follow the bouncing ball here at 3,500 pieces of paper a month, $150 a month you'll spend on the HP, and $77 on the Kyocera. In a year, you spent $2,036 on the HP. You spent $930 on a Kyocera. It's $1,106 saving a year. Now, what is becoming very popular is people buying all-in-one color printers. They're very popular. When it comes to all-in-one color printers, you can get the same printer like a Dell, a Brother, an HP. They're all going to average somewhere between about 25 cents a print and about 35 cents per print. Remember, in a color machine, it takes all 4 colors to make color. So you can pretty much bet that it's going to bleed out. If you're printing a lot of red, it's also going to drain the yellow, the magenta, and the black, because it's always in shades of red. And somebody in the printing industry knows that each one of your printers or computers, all those color-coded reds and blues and greens take pre-measured mixtures. It's like number 47 red, number 47 light red, or something like that. So it's going to mix those, all 4 of those toners to make color. Now going forward, that's going to cost you more money. So when we say 36 pages of print, that's not actually 36, and we use that 25 to 36 range. It's because you might print some in black, you might print full color. It just depends on what you're printing in color. So we break that down by what each toner bottle will yield and what each toner will cost. Steve?
If you buy all-in-one color printer and primarily just print in black, get the option black, is it any more expensive to operate?
Yes, you're better off buying a just plain black toner printer, because what happens in those machines, it doesn't deviate which fusers click or which fusers turn on. So it's going to use all, the fuser is going to try to read all 4 colors all the time because it wants the default print color. The machines are rigged to do that.
Okay.
That's why if you go in the commercial, I should say, when you go into commercial printing, there's only really 2 machines, 2 companies that do color really well: Xerox and Canon. You'll go to most print shops and you'll find a Xerox, right? If they're good at what they do, they'll have a Xerox like Rapid Press does. Because Xerox owns large-scale commercial printing. That is their baby. Canon doesn't even want to compete in that market. They know they can't compete when it comes to Xerox on that style of printing, but when it comes to office printing, nobody can touch Canon because of their low cost for toner. Xerox is the best, but you're going to pay for it. You're going to pay for that rich color because it uses a phaser technology, not a fuser technology. It's like melting crown, which is how Xerox tells us it's done. So when we look at an office like this lumber company was printing on a total of 9 printers. They were printing a total amount of paper. We did a 30-day audit on these people. Actually, we could pull the numbers off what they were just buying in toner because they were buying it consistently every month. They're printing 3,500 pieces of paper. 5% coverage, they're spending $181 a month. 10%, $344, and 15%, $609. The bookkeeper told us about $450. We came in with a solution that we could knock all their machines out. Their maintenance cost, which includes the toner, cost them $94 a month. So we go in there with the lease machines at $205. Their total cost is $299.57. That's a savings of $145 a month, which equated to $7,000 over a 5-year term. So when it comes to printing, just because you think you can buy it at Office Depot cheaper, that's what they want you to think. That they want you to go and buy that printer because they can sell you the replacement toner for it. You're going to keep buying it, you're going to keep buying it, and when that machine fails, it's not meant to be fixed. You hardly can service them, you can barely get parts for them. You got to take it in and go buy another one, and you just keep that cycle going. If you're printing, and the magic number, if your office is printing over 250 pieces of paper, that is a half a pack of paper. A half a pack of paper, that's a perfect referral for us. We could definitely go in there and save them money. If they're printing 500 on a black and white printer, that's a good referral for us. If they're printing color, 250. Black and white, 500. HP, we worked on HPs for a while. Mark Bulmer has a bunch of HPs at his office, and those HPs were actually made by Canon. And when HP stopped making their own printer, or started making their own printers, they subbed it out to Lexmark. So they went from a penny a page for toner to 4.5 cents a page for toner. And that's why HP's just all the new HP printers are they're horrible. Do not buy them. If you've got an old HP, keep fixing it. You can still get parts for them. They still make them. They're great printers. But when it starts coming to large volume printing on those HPs, that's when you need to look at like a Kyocera replacement printer, or if you're looking for an all-in-one, you need to look at a Canon. Any other questions?
When you say half a ream, is it per day or per week or per month?
Per month.
Per month, okay.
Per month. Most people are printing somewhere between about 10 and 15% page yield. Unless if they're printing invoices, they're printing at 10 and 15% page yield. If they're just printing like somebody's like name on a signature line, they're not wasting paper for that. Like a little 5% coverage, no office is printing that. Time? Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much. Hope that was informative. And if you have any other questions, have a one-to-one with me.